Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every single weekday, we're coming at you live from our beautiful studio here in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. On today's show, we have lots to talk about. Elon Musk, the secret funder and potentially founder of Dogecoin. What does that mean for Doge? Is Doge about to pump? Also, new accounting guidelines for Bitcoin and institutions. Is mass adoption coming now that they can know what the hell they're doing on their accountants? Also, we're discussing Metamask, and we have a special guest joining us, Miss Teen Crypto, in T-minus 30 minutes. But first, in T-minus 0 seconds, here is your co-host, Big Rob.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are the entertainment crypto channel of the world, where we take old, boring, and stale information, and, well, we repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way.
No, Bitcoin's not over 25,000. Actually, it is over.
Yeah, I heard there was a little pump this morning.
We pumping. There's a lot pumping. Oh, Ashley's in here. Ashley, what's up, girl? How you doing? Our homie Ashley's in here?
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, Ashley? We miss you. We love you. All right. Let's talk about the importance of having sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by a few sponsors. The first being Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Today's 4K stream is made possible by them, as that is literally what they do. IT, networking, cybersecurity. So if you run a business and you want to focus on making money, you just don't have time to do the nitty-gritty stuff, you're going to want to hit up Cam's Blue Wire Tech. Visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. Today's show is also brought to you by Radix, the top layer 1 DeFi in the space. Radix, radically better DeFi. If you want to play in the Radix sandbox, you want to learn about their ecosystem, you want to download their wallet, visit radixdlt.com, or again, there is a link in the description of this video. Click that as well. So big shout out to Radix, big shout out to Cams, and big shout out to the funny videos. Robin?
What you got?
Got a few today.
Oh, yeah?
So, are you a bowler? Do you like bowling?
I mean, I'm pretty good at bowling.
You are? Okay.
You know,
I'm not very good.
I bowled like 5 strikes in a row once.
Wow.
It's my greatest achievement.
Wow. Interesting. You
I
have
wish
a
I
lot of,
had sound effects.
you have a lot
Sound
of-
effects are down.
you
But
have a lot of great achievements. Anyways, I'm right-handed, but I have an issue with my right hand is I can't fully turn it over. I broke my wrist when I was little, and so I have to bowl with my left hand. So naturally, I'm not very good. But this kid seems to have cracked the code here. And, well, let's see what kind of code he cracked. You figure, you get this close, you're going to roll a strike. And, well, the end result, guys, is the same. It's a gutter bump.
Cheaters never win, bro.
Then we have this. Now, I will pause this, but I'm going to ask you first, Robin. So we have cat and dog. They're fully immersed, and they're watching TV. What would you say? What do you think is on the TV that they're watching?
101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians. Okay. Close. It's Air Bud.
Air Bud.
Air Bud, yeah. Do you like that movie, by the way?
I've never seen it before, bro.
You've never seen Air Bud?
Mm-mm.
What the
What
hell
it
is
sounds like a terrible movie. That's the one where the dog plays basketball.
Bro, it's the best.
Bro, you got the worst taste in movies ever, man.
Oh, that show's a long time ago. I saw the show. Anyways, speaking of cats and dogs, here is a reaction of cats and dogs to the robot vacuum. And well, let's take a look at the differences here in personality. Here you have the robot vacuum, and the dog gets
Got him!
gets his tail caught and starts freaking out and panicking. And well, here's another exhibit B of same dog, same issue, and throws it. And here we have the cat said, nope, turn around, go that way. And then we have this next adventurous cat who decides to ride the robot vacuum. Robin, speaking from someone who has both the
What is going on?
speaking of someone who's got both a dog and a cat, you got to get rid of one. Which one would you get rid
Why do you got to get rid of one? Like,
If you had to.
what is wrong with you, bro?
I'm just saying, if you're moving and you got to get rid of one animal.
Okay, you got to get rid of
dog or
your son or your wife. Which one are you going with?
my son.
Like,
That's messed up.
What
I'm
is
kidding.
wrong with you, bro?
I like how Robin was that annoying kid in school who like
You're the
right
annoying
wrong.
kid, bro.
No, you're the annoying kid that can.
All right, you got to kill one, the teacher or the. Stop.
That's not what I said. Anyways, all right, guys, let's get into today's market. But first, today's market segment is brought to you by our other channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. If you want to enjoy your gains in retirement tax-free and you want to invest in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and precious metals, there is one company we trust, and that is I Trust Capital. Head over to our description, click the link, you'll receive a free $100 once you fund your account. And we did actually do a standalone video on I Trust and the platform and the importance of the strength of the company. So make sure to go check that out afterwards.
Also, a big shout out. We got a few new people here in the chat. We got Jason, Mac, Eric, Axel, Ashley D, Christina Foss, and Call Me Topher. Also, Dusty
Topher.
Square Designs to all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Topher. Call me Topher. All right, you got it, Topher. Now,
I had a friend named Christopher growing up.
oh,
We all
got
called
it.
him Topher. We're
Damn.
wondering where that came from. So,
A lot of people saying I'd get rid of the sun too. That's messed up. I was kidding. Anyway. That's hella messed up, bro. That's your kin. That is your kin. Anyways, speaking of kins, the kin of the crypto market is Bitcoin, and we're at $25,644. Even on the hour, pretty much even on the day, and down 5.5% on the week. Market cap officially under $500 billion for Bitcoin, but we might have some really, really good news that can push adoption forward as far as institutions holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This is a pretty big deal, guys. And we're going to go over that here in a second. The total market cap of crypto is barely holding over 1 trillion at 1.03, 24-hour volume down from yesterday. It was around 24.5 billion. We're down to 23.4. Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance have remained the same. Moving on to the rest of the top 10.
Man. Can I just play a video, man?
Go ahead.
I meant to pull this up earlier. What do you think is going to happen?
I've seen this.
You seen this?
Yeah.
So,
You're disgusting.
all right, so, Rocco, what do you think is going to happen here?
What is wrong with this? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, man.
That is
I'm
You know
easily
how many
entertained.
times- you know how
I'm
many-
easily entertained, okay?
You know how many times I have scrolled past that and said, I probably shouldn't show this on the show. It's kind of gross.
Well, you know I got no filter, bro.
Yeah, we know after your Made in China thing you showed. earlier.
Made in China?
Yeah, remember?
That was a good one.
Nice try, China. It was really funny, but it was cancelable, okay? Could have gotten canceled for that. Now,
You know, you never if you don't ever test the boundaries, you're not gonna know yourself.
you're not going to know
I got
when they're going
nothing.
to
I got
shut your
nothing.
channel down. Makes sense. I see a lot of chat about MTC in the chat. She will be joining us in about 20 minutes, guys. So hang tight. We're excited to have her on. We haven't had her on in a while. We love MTC. So back to the markets. Ethereum, $1,629. Even on the day. Again, everything's pretty much even on the hour and the day. Down 4.2% over the last 7 days. Tether's dominance continues to grow, approaching $83 billion in the stablecoin market. The next closest is USDT, and that is at about a quarter of what Tether is worth. This race was so close. And then Silicon Valley Bank happened. You remember that, Robin? We had USDC up to about 55 billion. Tether was down to about 68 billion. And then Silicon Valley Bank happened. Everything tanked. Tether USDC depegged down to the lower 90-cent level. Did it crack under 90 cents? Do you remember, Rob? During
I
Silicon
think
Valley
it
Bank?
got down to 91 or 92 cents. I think 92 cents is where it went.
Either way, it depegged. It lost a lot of market cap, and Tether has continued to grow. Tether is now number 22 globally as far as how much U.S. government debt they hold. And that is why a lot of analysts, including myself, don't think the government's going to go after Tether because that would not completely, but that would ding the liquidity market of the government bonds and notes and treasury bills. Going back here, we have BNB at $214. XRP coming in under 50 cents. Now, Rob, let me pause here. I'm going to spend a little more time on the markets today, right? Usually we kind of breeze through prices, but I want to talk to you a little bit about XRP. Are you surprised that it lost all the gains it had from that summary judgment that went in their favor back a few weeks ago?
No, yeah, this is indicative of a bear market, right? Is that prices are subdued by the general trend, which right now we're in consolidation. We're hanging out at 25,000. If this would have been the bull market or the run up to the bull market, we would have seen more movement that would have been sustained. It would have been the next step to the leg up, right? And so until you get liquidity in the market, till you get new retail, you get money in. I mean, it's just the way it is. You can look at Bitcoin with the spot ETF news. You can look at what was it, the grayscale verdict that easily got erased as well. XRP erased. So I think this is just more to come. But
We had this narrative and this conversation a lot of times. This was months ago, right? We're like, okay, what can bring us out of a bear market? And one of the ideas I threw out there was an XRP victory. Now, we know this is not a complete victory because there's still a trial, but a summary judgment, we're about halfway there to an XRP victory. If the trial ended today, and I know we're kind of speculating here, and I know you're not really good at playing games, but play along here. If the trial had ended and it was official, XRP is not a security, do you think it would have the same effect, short-term pump and then back down?
does it add liquidity to the market? Does it bring in new users? Does it bring in new money? That's if that
It did get relisted on a lot of U.S.
I
exchanges,
get
right?
that, but are people are there new money in exchanges, or is it people selling their Solana to go buy XRP and just shifting the money from one asset to another?
Shifting liquidity.
Yeah, until you get somebody that does not have any money in crypto or that has been out of the crypto game and decides to come back in, the money is just moving from one area to another. And so to your answer, if it doesn't bring in new users, then it does not going to affect anything. That's why the news for the grayscale victory was just a short-term pump, right? It just pumped and then retraced. It was because that didn't bring any new users. Now, if the ETF goes live for Bitcoin via BlackRock and all the other ETFs, then at that point you're bringing in new money, new users, right? So that will kick off at least some long duration liquidity, some more volume, some new users. Now, news right now just isn't doing anything. Now, if the news was Elon Musk is doing X, Y, and Z, and he's adopted Bitcoin and he makes it easier, and that brings in new users, then that news itself could be a catalyst to kick off a bull market. But
what if there's news that Elon was an early funder, potentially founder of Doge?
Are people gonna read that news and have to go buy Doge or Bitcoin? What is that face? What are you doing?
It's a mysterious face.
Very mysterious. Yes, you're right.
Billy says you look sexy in the Blake Shelton shirt.
The Blake Shelton shirt.
Blake Shelton, yeah, he's a big country singer.
No, really.
Well, I don't know. You don't listen to country. You listen to what do you listen to? K-pop. Anyway,
I do listen to our viewers as well. We did have Redman gifted 5 memberships, so big shout out to Redman. Also, we got Randy, Alexander, Miranda, David, Becky, Black Knight, and Jay Raffix. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right, my friends, let's continue forward. We press forward. We press forward. Cardanzo at 25.69 cents. Flat again across the board, down 2.67% on the week. Doge, Solana, and Tron rounding out the top 10 on CMC. Tron is the only token in the top 10 that is green on all 3 time frames, which is the 1 hour, 24 hour, and the 7 day. Rob, let's talk about Tron a little bit, right? We know they're big in Asia. We know they're big in like gambling and casino, but is Tron a worthwhile asset to maybe add to your longer term portfolio or midterm portfolio? Are you anything you're bullish on Tron? You know, Justin Sun is a very, very polarizing figure. People love him, people hate him.
Mm,
His Excellency, I might add. What are your thoughts on Tron?
His Excellency, huh?
That's what he
That-
goes by.
That's what you call him?
No, that's what he calls himself.
That's what you call
That's
him.
what the HE
I'm
stands
just
for.
saying.
His Excellency Justin Tron.
But that's what you refer to him as.
Well, I'm just trying to be respectful.
The Justin Sun?
Yeah, look. His Excellency
I know.
Justin
I
Sun.
know. I know.
That's not a pronoun. That's his Excellency.
Here's the thing. Tron has been around for a while, so as you have a longer time in the market, then you have a longer chance of not going under or rug pulling or having everything just break, whatever it is. So uh, there's some confidence there. I don't really believe in the Tron project, but you can't dismiss that the Asian markets like Tron, they use Tron, and that's number two economies in China. A lot of Chinese markets are spill over into the other markets in Asia as well. So
Are
heavily
you
influenced by
are
Singapore?
are you more
Japan?
bullish now that the narrative in Asia is becoming more pro crypto versus maybe 6, 7 a year
It's
ago?
the same thing every bull market slash bear market. Every bear market, China bans crypto, and then comes the bull market. They are turning on miners, and they have the highest hash rate. It's gonna be no different this time around. Remember, there's a lot of technology that is born, that is created in China, and so when there's money to be made, and all of a sudden the electronics are shipping from China over here to the U.S., there's money to be made, and people are looking to buy miners, and Bitcoin's price is hitting new all-time highs. Who do you think? Where do you think the miners are gonna come from? They're going to pop back up in China. And China's going to see that there's a market for it and that they can tax this and that they can earn revenue. And why ship all of those gains overseas to the US, right?
Okay. I can see where you're coming from. All right, let's take a look at the crypto bubbles. No, we have a lot of our community is big fans of Caspa. That is up 16%. Chainlink. I've been stacking Chainlink, guys. I have been stacking Chainlink. I have ramped up my DCA on Chainlink. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I might be adding more to it, but I just think you just cannot lose with Chainlink. Tokenomics are decent. 1 billion total supply. You have about 55% currently circulating. You have CCIP. You have staking. You have the use case. You got a great team. You got longevity. I mean, there's so much going for Chainlink. I'm very bullish on Chainlink. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Thorchain, Toncoin are all up as well, and as is XRD. And as we mentioned before, they are a channel sponsor, but I do want to share something, right? In regards to XRD Radix. So part of the reason we were intrigued, and even before our sponsorship, we talked about Radix. And that, it's a layer 1 DeFi. You have the issue of running into layer 2s. And I do want to share this piece of news that happened yesterday. Coinbase layer 2 network base suffers first major outage since the launch of the chain. Coinbase's Ethereum layer 2 network base has suffered its first major outage since its public launch on August 9th. For approximately 45 minutes on September 5th, no new blocks were produced on the base chain. Scrolling down a little bit here. And we'll go over that tweet in a second. Oh, we'll go over that tweet right now. So this is a tweet from Matt Williamson, and here's his Twitter handle. Let's give him some credit here. Tweeted this: Coinbase's base chain just had its first major outage, lasting for 43 minutes. Blocks have just started to be produced again. Another reminder that using Ethereum L2s like Arbitrum, OP, ZK Sync, and Base is not the same as using Ethereum mainnet, which is more battle tested and involves fewer trust assumptions. I'm not saying don't use L2s, of course, but just know what you're dealing with, which leads me back to Radix, in that it is a layer 1 DeFi, right? A lot of DeFi is built on top of layer 1s. Aave built on top of Ethereum, Compound built on top of Ethereum. Uh, do you agree, Rob, with what Matt here is saying that if you're able to avoid L2s, just go ahead and do it. Like if you want to run DeFi and you have the option and the same and all things are the same, but it's like Radix layer 1 or Compound Aave, anything that's on a layer 2. If all things are the same, if liquidity is the same, if the daily active users are the same, you can do the same thing across the board.
It's just new technology, dude. It's the same thing. When that new Xbox comes out, you want to stand in line and be the first one to get it and then get the ring of death 3 months later. I'm just saying that you want to be the first adopter, you're going to take a risk of it not having the kinks worked out. Not to say that the product is trash, and we see it all the time. You want to get the very first model of a brand new car. You know, when when Mustang redesigns their flagship model, and then the first year it comes out, might not be the best idea to get it. Next thing you know, you got pieces of plastic falling off of your car, and airbag just deploys randomly, or Tesla just drives off the highway. You never know. I don't want to touch it. And so for that reason, I'm not saying I'm not a believer in the base, in base, but I would say that I probably wouldn't put any financial value moving across that network until it has proven itself. And that is just something I keep across all technology, right?
But what do you
not
okay,
just
well,
blockchain.
but how do you measure that, proving yourself? Is it in
Time,
years? How much
time. That's why I mentioned Tron. Like I going into the last bull market, I was like, I don't know about Tron. It really had underperformed the rest of the market. I mean, it did well. It did move with the altcoins, but the gains weren't quite as heavy as some of the other altcoins. Got outperformed by a lot of layer ones. But you know what? Looking at that project, it stood the test of time. It didn't have any major outages. It didn't have any giant vulnerable hacks or anything of that nature. So that for me is the most important thing, because if your project fails, and I'm not saying that base failed, but this is an outage. If it becomes, yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe this is something more to come, right? And I would just leave it at that. I would just be careful with your money. Why put it on something that isn't tested? That's all. That's all I'm saying. And you can make money, and you can also have utility in projects that are already established. You can use Ethereum. Yes, the gas fees are going to be a little higher, but you're paying for that security because it's been around long enough. I don't know.
Do you guys agree with Robin?
Yes.
Put a 1 if you agree with Robin. Put a 2 if you disagree with Robin. There's definitely in anything in life, guys, there's a give and take, right? You want convenience, you're paying extra for it. You want to change your own garbage disposal, you're gonna save $300, but you're gonna spend 3 hours and maybe another hour researching how to do it and make mistakes and buy the wrong product and go back to Home Depot, which is what I did, and come back and realize you bought the wrong putty and then go back and so long story short, it's a give and take with anything. And so you want to save on fees, you want cheaper, faster transactions, you want an L2, just know you might be giving up some security. If you go with the layer 1, just know you're going to spend a little more money, but across the board, it is safer. You are, leveraging the layer 1. There's less points of failure going with transacting on the layer 1 versus using something that's built on top of said layer 1. Now, let's take a look at the NFT market. CryptoSlam.io. We have I've got the over the last 7 days pulled up here, and you can see by volume, sales are down across the board, with the exception of Mythos chain. Mythos, do you know anything about this? I know nothing
No.
about Mythos. That the sales are up 42.6%. That is behind Ethereum, coming in at 8.2 million, followed by Polygon, Solana, and Immutable X. Solana sales are down 26.8%. over the last 7 days. If we zoom out a little bit to the 30 days, we can take a look and see what is it. Oh, still everything's in the red. Ethereum sales are down 23%, Polygon down 13%. Solana on the 30-day, though, is up 8%. $34.3 million in sales over the last 30 days. About 14,000 buyers. I mean, just look at the dominance ETH continues to hold over the NFT market. Now, Robin, I have a few NFTs in my portfolio. They're all down big. Some, majority are almost at zero.
Yeah.
The
You
sentiment
bought them for the art, though, right?
yeah. The sentiment is
Why are you dismissing like that, bro? Because when you bought them, you were like, man, the artwork is dope,
sick,
bro.
I don't care about the money. The
there you
artwork
go.
is dope.
All right, so
And I want to ask you, is the NFT market dead? Sentiment is the worst I've ever seen.
do you not appreciate the art that you bought?
Just shut up and answer the question.
I'm asking you a question, you know?
I said, yeah, I like it, but not
Okay.
not the amount of money I spent on it. That's not the point.
Well, you know, art is in the eye of
Just
the
answer the
beholder.
question.
And if you liked it when you bought it at that price, why does it matter what other people are buying?
I didn't buy it for the art, Robin.
You lied to me?
Shut up, bro. Answer the damn question.
What was the question?
NFT's dead.
Yes, they're dead. They're dead right now.
The
but
whole
they're-
concept is dead?
everything is dead. But, however, they can rise up again from the ashes. But right now they're dead. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. You can't tell me that NFTs aren't dead right now. They are dead.
Okay, but let me ask you this question.
Everything is dead.
Let's dive a little further.
But
Is it current
can come back.
iteration? Is it current iteration of NFT
it's like
dead?
spring,
Or is the whole
right?
concept of NFT?
It's like
dead?
spring, right? You got those annuals, the annual flowers. They come back only in the springtime.
Yeah.
It's like the cycles here,
The
man.
annual flower.
So the NFTs are all dead. It's the middle of winter. There's snow on the ground. There ain't no flowers. Come springtime, aka the halving, your boy gonna be back.
Where can I buy annual flowers? Are they just labeled that at the
Let's
store?
launch an NFT project called Annual Flowers, and we'll time it so that way it literally dies at the bottom of the bear market.
Wow.
It's a good concept.
Wow.
Book it.
Thanks for that in-depth analysis, Robin. Maybe we can get a better in-depth analysis from our special guest, Miss Teen Crypto Rocco. Let's patch him. MTC.
How's it going, guys?
Good, how are
Hola.
Hola. Long time no see.
Hola!
Where you been? Where you been?
Where I've been, just hitting the streets of New York City, talking to strangers, doing live streams, just the typical crypto nerd things. But
Why
how
are
are you
talking to
guys?
strangers?
I'm digging it.
You know, I got a daughter, and she knows that if strangers pull up, just
You're
to
an
point
idiot.
and
Don't-
say, "Stranger danger!"
Don't-
Just saying that.
You were probably
Yeah,
the
I
people
don't
she
know.
interviews on the street and is like, what the hell did I just get myself into? I did watch your video. It was pretty good. We started doing that. We were doing that in Vegas for a while. It's very interesting the amount of people you get to talk to and kind of get like a real life feel of the just regular people walking down the street. Do they even know what Bitcoin is? Ask them to guess what the price of Bitcoin is. It's very intriguing. And so definitely go check that out, guys. MTC, I want to ask you, because we didn't really get an answer from Robin, shocker. In your opinion, is the NFT market dead? I mean, the sentiment is the worst I've ever seen it. I know the NFT market, longevity's not there yet. Hasn't been around for a long time. But do you think it'll come back? Or do you think this iteration of what NFTs were is completely dead and we're going to see a new utility and use case?
I think, I would compare it to low tide. There's high tides and there's low tides. The high tide was the bull market. This is the low tide where, of course, when Bitcoin has gone down as much as it has and, the volume there is insignificant, why would NFT volume be significant? Although, there have been defiant trends like the meme coin trend that we saw a few months ago. However, I do think NFTs, they're not dead per se because the technology is still there. You're still able to buy, sell, transfer your digital items. So I'm not really concerned about that. That part is still very much alive. Is the trading alive? Not as much as it was before. But like I said, I think when liquidity comes back into the market, it'll eventually overflow into altcoins and NFTs. I do think the next bull market, of course, there's going to be more with NFTs. I think this was really the beginning of what NFTs could be. And I don't even think we're going to be calling them NFTs by the next bull market. There's going to be some other trendy word like metaverse that just like really sticks in people's heads because I think NFTs scare people. However, I think next bull market is going to be more about the technology base. This was more about the bare minimum, which was putting images on the blockchain and sending and receiving those back and forth. We're going to dive deeper where we have more digital identity aspects, where we're going to have like our real estate deeds on the blockchain, music. There's a bunch of incubators right now for different Web3 music platforms because we know a part of this peer-to-peer, a part of this decentralized economy is you wanting to be your own bank, be your own record label, be your own art gallery. So that's what I picture the next bull market being like, more about the technology and what we could create with it.
You mentioned the word NFT and essentially blockchain have this negative moniker, right? And I have this article here that kind of proves it, right? Mr. Beast promoted Creator League postponed after gamers bail amid NFT backlash. Esports tech firm eFuse launched a Creator League with big influencers like Bella Porsche, iShowSpeed, and Clicks last week and used the massive reach of YouTube giant Mr. Beast. But now the company has put the project on hold following controversy surrounding the use of blockchain technology. Those are a few more things I've highlighted here, and then we'll kind of discuss. Soon after the launch, some influencers connected to the league complained about the use of blockchain tech. eFuse said that it is using the Near blockchain to validate data and log information relating to the community passes. Controversy first began to swirl around the Creator League when YouTuber Connor CDogVA, no idea who that is, but apparently he's a big YouTuber. One of the 8 creators whose name was being used in this Creator League said he planned to leave the project. This is what he said. I accepted to join the Creator League, not fully understanding the tech behind it. Needless to say, with the current information available, I am planning on withdrawing. I was given assurances that it had nothing to do with NFTs. Given my vocal hatred of such tech, I would never agree to join had I known that. Let's see if I have anything else highlighted here.
What I don't
That's pretty much it.
Is why is everyone so afraid to own their own digital assets instead of just buying a skin that, or for video games purposes, buying an item that the developer owns, retains all ownerships, and if at any point they decide to make a sequel or modify the game, you lose assets. I play Call of Duty, man, and every damn game I buy the skin, and then the new one comes out, and I can't bring it over. And you know, your boys got to be fashionable. You know, not only do I look like Blake Shelton, like somebody said, which I don't appreciate that, but just saying on my shirt. But what I'm saying is that my characters are always looking good, man.
Wow.
And then they're just taken from me, man. And it's a damn shame. I want to retain my damn asset. And I don't understand why the gamers can't just sign up for this damn thing.
Okay, to your point, and this is coming from someone who's not, to your point, this is coming from someone who's not a big gamer. I do play Call of Duty with my kids, and there was a few times they had asked to purchase one of the guns or the skins, and then my immediate thing is, well, the next one's going to come out, and I just wasted 20 bucks.
Stop being cheap. Buy your kids some damn skins, man.
I swear to God, bro.
I'm just saying, dude.
Do you see what I got to deal with? Misty and Crypto, do you see this?
I mean, that's why I got to get to Vegas
you
and
are
make sure I
lecturing-
can cut
Please
this
come to
out in
Vegas,
person.
please.
If you're lecturing your 10-year-old on NFTs,
I just
property
used
ownership,
it as an example.
and digital assets, like, you know what, son, you're not going to retain this digital asset when it comes over. Like, $10, man. Stop.
It was $25.
Stop being cheap.
Anyways.
The game is free.
Anyways, back to the Mr. Beast article. So you have creators completely saying, hey, we love the idea, but NFTs, do you guys think we need to see a narrative change? And if NFTs do come back, is it going to be the OG projects like the Bored Apes and the Cyberkongs and Moonbirds and everything else? Or is it going to be new projects with new utility and a brand new face? Maybe what MTC said. Not even NFTs. They're named something different. Rob, I'll ask you first.
No, the thing is at its core, it's very simple. You retain ownership, and you can rebrand it, and you can call it X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, hey, do I own it or not? Do I get to buy this copy of a piece of music, and I own it on my iPhone, and then I can move it over to my Samsung, and then I can move it over to my smart car, whatever it is? That all makes sense, and you can rebrand it or whatever you want. But at its core value, the technology is still the same. And right now, if we're going to discuss video games and NFTs, the reason, I've been in this space for a while, is that the users looking at NFTs as a financial money grab or a money grab by the developers, right? They're looking at it as another way to monetize. And in a way that is true. They're not looking at it from the perspective of the user and what they gain. And so because the user gets rights and gets, property that they can transact and resell, it makes sense for them, but they don't look at it that way. They just look at it from the perspective of, hey, this company's trying to make NFTs and make more money off of skins. And the thing is like, yo, I used to play some game like Halo. You had to download the map packs. You had to spend $20. You had to buy the game. The next thing you know, you had to buy something else. By the end of it, you were down an extra 30, 40, $50 just to play the damn game.
Don't be cheap, Robin. Sorry.
And what I'm
I
just
mean,
trying
in
to
all
convey
fairness,
here, yeah, he's angry today.
No.
I mean,
And
in all fairness, these NFT projects last bull run that were like, oh, we're Web3 gaming, they were saying, okay, buy my $1,000 NFT before you even try the game. Like that's a big thing that I think pushed a lot of projects back in Web3. And I also think the user experience wasn't really there yet. And I still think there's some things we have to work on. I know there were, one thing I saw is that there's so many blockchains, right, that people are creating on these games, but we need one wallet where you go to where it's blockchain agnostic. Like, okay, there's a game on Solana, let's go play that. A game on Polygon, let's go play that. So we need better accessibility. We need better on-ramping and a better user experience, which I think was lacking last bull market. But again, those are people that laid the groundwork, that basically were the first man to experiment and throw their money into this and their technology into this to be able to develop something. So that way people learn and, I guess, improve on it in the next bull market. But I think we were just too early. And this is what we're experiencing. I think it's great to go through that because we're at the ground level of it all. We get to see it later on when people don't even know it's blockchain. And that's kind of the point we need to get to, where gamers aren't even going to question, is this on the blockchain? It's just, okay, here's a game, connect your wallet or connect this app to it, and here's all your assets. Have a good time. I don't know.
Expand on
Maybe
what
I'm crazy. Simple.
To expand on what you were saying, I think that the developers are building the games with the intention of selling the NFTs and not really trying to make a creative good game. And so
Exactly.
I think if you were to take a game that is already fun to play and then integrate NFTs into it in the same way that we're kind of discussing here, I think that's going to be better wide stream adoption. Instead of trying to create something that people want to, creating a game that you're trying to get people to adopt and then dump NFTs on them. Just add NFTs to Fortnite. Like, let's do it. Like, that makes sense. It makes sense for everybody. The only thing is that they burned the bridges with the users and they're scared that these NFTs are going to essentially be just more financial incentive for the developer and not enough for the user. But I think people are just misinformed. And so let's beat the drum. Let's get it out there. NFTs are good for gaming. And there you go.
So it sounds like there needs to be a narrative shift, because if these large creators, I'm sure they were getting paid a lot of money, they were getting ready to make a lot of money, decide to pull out simply for the fact is, oh no, it's NFT related. Nope, I'm out. I think that says a lot about where we are and potentially where we're headed. Speaking of users, we did have a few of our users.
We had Retro Mike Tech gave a $20 super chat. We also have a few new people. We got.
What about Billy? Billy gave a super chat.
Oh yeah, and Billy gave a $4.99 super chat. Says, "Shirt, come on, that was a compliment. Better than Jimmy saying it looks like a curtain. Blake Shelton is a sex symbol." Why is everybody laughing at me? What did I miss? All right, so anyways, feel like y'all laughing at me up in here. We got some new people up in here. We got Water Wiggler Abuser, Scotty Swing, and Seabird Visual. To all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Welcome.
The most flyest dress channel in all of the internet.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to move on to the biggest piece of news. Why I have secretly been accumulating a little bit of Doge on the side. Don't judge me, okay? Dogecoin spikes after Elon Musk's biography reveals he quietly funded Doge. What? Doge experienced a 3% surge as anticipation builds around the upcoming biography of Elon Musk. The highly anticipated book, set to be published on September 12th, reportedly sheds light on Musk's discrete financial contributions to the development of the popular meme coin. According to the revelations from Walter Isaacson, who is the author of the biography, Musk quietly funded Doge and even contemplated the creation of a blockchain-based social media platform. An excerpt from the book reads, quote, "Perhaps," he said half-jokingly, "it could have a payment system using Dogecoin, the semi-serious cryptocurrency whose development he had been quietly funding." Now, we know Elon just applied for a money transmitter license. We know they now have the capabilities of onboarding, offboarding, and storing crypto available on X soon, I assume. And there was speculation. Elon has come out and said we're not going to have an X coin, right? Not going to be a token or a coin tied to the platform. So we're like, okay, we know Bitcoin, Ethereum, but those aren't really meant, unless you're using the Lightning Network for Bitcoin, those aren't really meant for microtransactions. But you know what is Dogecoin. And that was my thesis behind throwing a little bit of money at Dogecoin, because I believe that when this thing goes live, Doge is going to be integrated into the X payments. Now, after seeing this article, and I will be reading that biography of Elon Musk, I'm thinking it's a foregone conclusion. What do you guys think? MTC, I'll start with you first.
Do I think Elon Musk was a part of creating Doge?
Well,
Is
what
that
do
the
you
question?
think about now that this news is out? We know Elon's a fan of Doge. Do you see it being integrated on X? And if so,
Oh,
where do
yeah.
you see the adoption of Doge going?
Yeah, man. Of course, I could see Doge being integrated into Twitter. That's not even a question. I mean, even he was talking about Floki was the CEO of Twitter. Doge is always thrown in there one way or another. And if you really look into it, Doge is actually active on Twitter with another tip bot called My Doge Tip. And then My Doge Official is the official wallet for it. So there's already people that are involved in that you could tip on with Dogecoin on X already. So I do see it being integrated, being that he already said, okay, we're not going to create an X token. And he wasn't creating like a placement token either. If you look at things like TikTok, they have like their gold tokens that you could buy those with cash and then you could tip creators with that. So he's
Same
saying
thing
that
with
he doesn't
Reddit.
even want to deal with those like a fake token, even. He wants to deal with quote unquote real money. And has he said in the past that Dogecoin is real money? You could look back to past clips of Elon Musk where he did say that cryptocurrency will end up ruling the world, or crypto will be the currency of the world. Which cryptocurrency? I would slightly head over to the Doge side of things, especially because Elon said publicly on Twitter that X is a dog and Doge friendly place. So would I expect Dogecoin to be integrated on X? 100%. I think he has 7 or 8 money transmitter licenses so far in the States. So it's getting very interesting. I'm ready for it.
Rob, are you ready for it? We talk about investing in meme coins, and of course, none of what we say, we're not giving anyone investment advice. But if you were to look at, your portfolio, is Doge worth something adding to your portfolio with this news and it becoming massively adopted on? You're laughing. You're giving that smirk. I can already see. But take your feelings for Doge and meme coins out of this, right? And just think the 400 plus million users on X being able to transact, store, and use crypto, and potentially Doge being at that forefront. What's your long-term theory on Doge and the use case?
I'm just astounded that you just FOMO into things just
I
off
didn't
of
FOMO
Elon Musk.
into
You are
anything.
literally the dumb money. Like you probably bought Doge at every single stop, at every single Elon tweet, and you're at it again. And then you keep saying like, I don't know why people buy it when Elon Musk tweets. You literally did that. And so
I did not buy it after he tweets.
My thesis on Doge is still the same. It was created as a meme coin. It's not very efficient. There's not a lot of developers. It's not as fast. It's not as cheap. And you know what? It's been around for a while, so cool. Yeah, it stood the test of time. It hasn't failed. Hasn't been rug pulled. There's not a lot of people holding. Well, there's not a lot of developers or
okay, but look at you, right?
Up on the market.
You were probably a mistake, and then your parents said, "Oh my God, we'll just raise him." And look, you've grown up to be an amazing young man. Right?
Oh, that got deep.
Got me deep, bro.
I do think Doge is listen, I've gotten like 4.20 Doge tipped me through the spot on X, and trust me, Doge is fast and it has the throughput for it. If you guys were looking back to what was it, like April, May, when the meme tokens were popping off and ETH fees were too high and Bitcoin ordinals were popping off, so those gas fees were too high. Even Lightning wasn't even efficient at that point. Where were people going? They were actually going to Litecoin and Dogecoin. They're merged minds, so they already have a relationship there. And Litecoin and Doge, I believe, hit record high transactions. I think Doge hit record high transactions like it hasn't seen in at least 5 years when that was happening. So it is able to scale, and it's actually feasible for microtransactions, way better comparatively to Bitcoin and ETH, especially during those type of times. And I know Litecoin's always able to scale less than a penny in fees, basically always. So I don't know. I think
If
Doge does have the power to be a currency if people want to use it for value transfer.
Robin, okay, well, what gets to me is, all
And
jokes
it's proof of
aside,
work, it's
is
decentralized.
Robin's thesis is, because it was created as a meme coin, it's not allowed to do anything else.
No, you're saying is that because it's going to be a payment solution or payment option on X's platform, that it's going to have some crazy immense amount of value. Thing is we already know if there's going to be crypto as payment, or there's going to be some wide scale crypto adoption that's integrated into X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays, that Bitcoin is also going to be grouped in there. It's not going to be only Dogecoin. It's not going to be the only token you can use as Dogecoin. They're going to have the normal. It's going to be Bitcoin, Litecoin. It's the same as all of the other institutions that first step into crypto. They're going to have a handful of projects, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and I do believe it'll initially launch with Doge, but that's it, man. It's going to be one of the options from a drop down menu. It's not going to be the go-to form. I think most people are going to use Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then after that, you'll have Dogecoin on there.
And to clarify, I did not buy when Elon Musk tweeted, okay? I bought a couple weeks ago, just to clear that up. Robin, I'm sorry if I cut you deep on that comment. I apologize. Now, let's move on to Michael Saylor tweeted this, and guys, this is pretty big news. It's actually really big news. So this is from BloombergTax.com. Long-awaited Bitcoin accounting rules to capture rises and dips. The reporter here is Nicola White, so big shout out to her. Crypto companies and other businesses with significant holdings of digital currencies will get long-awaited accounting rules to measure the value of Bitcoin, ETH, and the other crypto in their coffers. Under new rules expected to be published by year's end, companies that hold or invest in crypto will be required to report their holdings at fair value, a measurement that aims to capture the most up-to-date value of an asset, including rebounds in value after prices dip. While the new standard will inject volatility into the earnings of companies that are heavily invested in crypto, like MicroStrategy, the ability to record recoveries will be an improvement over the current practice. The rules will go into effect as soon as 2025, but companies will have the option to apply them early. This is a quote from Jeff Rundlet, the head of accounting strategy at Cryptio. It's a great step forward for the entire crypto market. I think it's a great step toward mainstream adoption. I can see this finalizing this proposal to help large corporations that are maybe scared to hold crypto on their balance sheet because they're scared of the technical complexities. Companies currently default to the American Institute of CPA's practice guide that treats most crypto as an intangible asset, a category that includes things like trademarks, copyrights, and brands, all items that, unlike crypto, are rarely traded. This means companies record their crypto at the historical price they paid and assess their holdings every quarter for impairments or value declines. If the price of Bitcoin drops even briefly during the period, it's considered impaired. Companies can't revise values upward if the market recovers. This accounting method routinely dings the earnings of MicroStrategy. Fair value crypto reporting would enable us to provide investors with a more relevant view of our financial position and the economic value of our Bitcoin holdings, which in turn would facilitate the ability of investors to make informed investment and capital allocation decisions. Now, why is this important? Now, I have this tweet I want to share from Michael Saylor. He said this upgrade to the FASB accounting rules eliminates a major impediment to corporate adoption of Bitcoin as a treasury asset. Okay. So he's pretty much saying investors stay away from companies that hold Bitcoin on the balance sheet because it's not assessed at fair value and it causes too much volatility on their earnings. And we understand that traders trade on earnings, right? We saw Nvidia earnings doubled their forecasts and the stock of the price just completely skyrocketed. So now, as a public company, if you don't have to worry about, hey, if I hold Bitcoin and crypto on my balance sheet, I'm going to scare away potential investors. If that is gone, what is holding them back from holding one of the scarcest assets in the world on their balance sheet?
I mean, I mean, it makes sense to me. I don't know too much into this fair value. I do know that, hey, you buy an asset, it drops in price. All of a sudden, you're showing loss on your company balance sheet, even if it rebounds. I know we've discussed that many times, but yeah, it just seems logical to just to say, hey, I bought Bitcoin at this price. We still have the same amount of Bitcoin. Sure, the price is down, but I don't know. I think it's necessary change. I can't really speak too much more than that. I just think it makes sense.
What are your thoughts, MTC? You have anything you want to add?
I pretty much feel the same. I think it's all a part of the inevitability of them treating crypto like money versus like kind of like a stock. It's kind of like they treated it, oh, they're investing in something, so that brings some negative light to their company, when now they're kind of like, okay, now crypto is money. And I think it kind of like pushes that, I guess safeness that maybe companies and TradFi people can feel that, okay, this company may have exposure to crypto assets, but it's really not going to impact them as much as maybe it did before, or sway it as much as it did before. So I'm very much like interested in what the future is for this, and how this is going to impact hedge funds, and maybe how they invest in Bitcoin and a bunch of different cryptocurrencies, how that's going to impact them as well. Because I do know with hedge funds, you're only allowed to acquire a certain amount of crypto itself before you have to venture into things like GBTC, Coinbase stock, or blockchain, or like Bitcoin miner stocks and things like that. So I think this is pretty cool. Just another step forward.
I think that's why the spot ETF is so important, because of exactly what you just said. For me, I look at, okay, you have the, because none of us here are stock market experts or accounting experts, unless you guys have a CPA degree I don't know about. But
Personal expert.
Sure.
Expert on the streets.
Yeah, okay. So for me, I look at, okay, Michael Saylor, who is now the chairman of one of the largest companies in the US, is sitting here saying this is big because it provides clarity, right? Everyone talks about institutions aren't going to come in because there's no regulatory clarity. People aren't going to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet because there's no accounting clarity. Here we have accounting clarity. They're giving you a guideline and saying, hey, if you're going to hold it on your sheet, this is how you do fair value. And so, whereas in the past, where companies, publicly traded companies, might have been scared to do this, to add an asset like Bitcoin on their balance sheet, because it would keep investors away from investing in their company as a whole. I think this just opens up a new avenue for them to be like, okay, that issue that we had is gone. Let's figure out how we can add Bitcoin to the balance sheet, knowing that the rules and guidelines are there for them to not be able to scare off potential investors into their company as a whole. And so, again, clarity and breaking barriers to entry down, that is what we continue to do. And that is what I'm most excited about. I do want to move on. As speaking of breaking down barriers to entry, we have this from Metamask. Metamask adds a cash out function allowing users to sell crypto for fiat. The source from the block. The world's most popular hot wallet, Metamask, announced that its clients can now convert crypto into fiat and have the money sent directly to their bank account. This is a quote from Metamask. The feature is currently available in the US, UK, and parts of Europe, initially supporting ETH on the Ethereum mainnet, with plans to expand to native gas tokens on Layer 2 network soon. In addition to having money sent to their user bank accounts, Metamask also said converted fiat can be added to a person's PayPal balance. And this is kind of telling you what it is. And I'll kind of throw this up here, guys. So if you want to go follow and read this at legendary_NFT, and kind of break everything down of how to do it. We do have this promotional video from Metamask that I do want to play. And so we kind of get a visual of how this works. Now there is some pushback on the fee. I believe they say it was around 9%.
Damn.
On top of gas fees, right? On top of gas fees. Although, but again, you're paying for convenience, right? You're paying for convenience. You don't have to move from Metamask to a centralized exchange and then transfer it over. You can just do it directly from your Metamask.
I'm just curious. Do you need a KYC? That's my only thing.
As from what I know right now, I haven't heard anything that you would have to KYC.
If you don't KYC, you're paying for privacy, right?
Anonymity.
I don't know. I would have to look into it, but I don't know.
People are making fun of MetaMask that they added a buy function when ETH was at $4,800. Now they've added a sell function directly into your bank account when ETH is at $1,600.
Dude, yeah, they used a couple of. I know they have a lot of third-party apps that'll let you buy, use your.
MoonPay is a big one.
Yeah.
That's their biggest one is MoonPay.
Yeah, and then they had Wire, but then that thing kind of went down or whatever it was.
Then Wire stopped serving.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, so they've always had solutions for buying, but I never saw solutions for vice versa.
What are your thoughts, MTC? Is MetaMask heading in the right direction of making it more practical and easy to use for the everyday crypto investor?
I don't know. I have a lot of hot takes on MetaMask. I
Let's hear
guess
'em.
I don't know. So for right now, I think obviously there has to be some KYC. Like if you're withdrawing to a bank account, they know like, okay, this is your address, this is where it was processed. Like MetaMask, they track your IP too. So it's like, there is like a step, and then 9% fee on top of gas fees in the bull market. That's going to be insane. You're gonna have to be a millionaire or have a good amount of money. It might be over exaggerating, but you have to have a good amount of money if you're willing to pay a 9% fee. And then you have MetaMask that's teaming up with PayPal. You look at PayPal stablecoin, they could literally just wipe your slate clean, freeze your assets, withdraw it whenever they want. And then you have MetaMask, which is also working with, which is Consensus, which is their parent company. So MetaMask and Consensus are also working with MasterCard and Visa for something called account abstraction, where ultimately MetaMask wants you to give up your private keys to someone like Visa. So that way they could do automatic payments for you. They could sign transactions for you. And don't worry, there's account recovery. So if you give them your private keys and you happen to lose those, then they'll recover your account for you, which is ultimately just compromising your digital identity and defeating the whole reason why you're in crypto. So is MetaMask ultimately going in the right direction? That's very questionable.
Interesting. Okay. Are they going in the right direction?
I'm very deep in this.
We
very
do
deep.
know they're the most popular hot wallet, right? I have a MetaMask.
And that's where they get you.
I know Rob has a MetaMask. I don't know if you have a MetaMask or not. I'm not saying it's the best wallet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's the most popular.
I think that if you give the user, I think should have options, right? I don't think we should ever have a situation or market where all you can do is copy your own seed phrase down. Nobody else can touch it. I think there's some people that don't trust themselves. I know when I was early into crypto, I didn't trust myself with seed phrases. So I think that for a certain individual, for certain clients, I think it's probably advantageous for them to offload the risk of custodying the crypto to someone else until they choose to do it themselves. Now, with that said, I always advocate for custody your own crypto, keep your own keys. I think that is the safest and most responsible way of going about it. But reality is that not everybody wants to do that. And if we find ourselves in a situation where we have millions or even billions of crypto users, it's unrealistic to think that people are going to all custody their own crypto. So there needs to be services out there. And I think that these services tied into something like MetaMask is an obvious no-brainer of where the market is going. Now, whether or not you choose to use those services or not, that's up to the end user at the end of the day. But I think that those upgrades or that utility or function is something that is needed in the market for certain users. And
speaking of users, there's one user that I'm quite fond of, and that is Action Crypto for two reasons. One reason, he gave us money. Did a $5 super chat for always keeping it real and having hot takes, honest opinions, and fantastic guests. Sin not to hit the like and subscribe. I 100% agree. Also, he said, Rocco took the chat away, but he said, I still don't trust Rob with my seed phrase.
And then also we got a few new people for always Charles 360, Spoon-Fed Babies, Crypto Outcast, Crypto Whelp, and Mother Trucker. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
MTC, our time with you has come to an end. Although we're sad, we're excited that you have joined us.
When are you coming to the studio? I know last time you were in the chat, we were talking about it. We will pay for your flight out here.
No, Robin will pay for your flight.
I'll pay for your flight.
Yeah, that was a very sour moment. That was like, I was like scared in the chat. I was like, oh no, did I just cause like a ruckus at Sin City Crypto? I'm not even there yet. Like, I would love to come see you guys one day. It would warm my heart to be in that studio with you. So hopefully one day we can make it happen. And whether I'm 21 or not, we'll have a good time. But I really do appreciate you guys having me. And I love the chat. Shout out to the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. The vibe in there is just always top notch zesty. So thank you again for having me. I hope to be back soon. Much love.
We definitely love to have you back. Guys, if you're not following MTC on TWITTR, I was spelling bee champion in 8th grade. Go follow her on Twitter at Miss Teen Crypto. Also, she does do some content on YouTube, so go subscribe to that as well. And we have that YouTube link pinned in the comment section. Miss Teen Crypto, we love having you on. Thank you so much for blessing us with your time and knowledge. Keep it zesty, and adios. We'll see you next time.
Adios. Peace.
All right. Love having her on. She's so smart. Can't believe she's only 20. I hope my daughter grows up and is that smart at her age. Guys, want to give a couple more shout outs to channel sponsors, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Go ahead and visit bluewiretech.com if you want to learn how they can help your business scale and grow. They can help you with your cybersecurity, your networking, your IT solutions, all the important things, all the things that you need a lot of expertise to do and a lot of training and learning that you might not just have the time. So do that. Also, big thank you again to Radix, the top layer 1 DeFi in our space. Radix, radically better DeFi. We do have a big event coming up in the Radix ecosystem, the Babylon upgrade on September 27th. We will be having their CEO on around that date, so we're excited for that. We're also excited for you to go visit our Twitter, our X. We're at Sin City Crypto 1. Go follow us there. Also, if you want to support the channel, there's plenty of ways to do so. All the links are going to be found in the description of this video. And with that being said, Rocco. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow at our regular time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Big shout out to Missing Crypto. Big shout out to all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar.